for the higher tier how we multiply and divide surds. So we've got two surds here, the root of 2 times the root of 2. This is one of the simpler ones because if you have the root of any number and you multiply it by itself, you're going to get that number. So for instance, if I have the root of 9, which we know is 3, multiplied by the root of 9, which is 3, 3 times 3 is 9. So the root of 9 times the root of 9 is 9. Even if you can't work out the root of the number, so in this case you can't do the root of 2 in your head, it doesn't matter, because if you multiply the root of 2 by itself, the root of 2 times the root of 2, the answer will simply be 2. So the root of 2 times the root of 2 will give us 2. Now you notice there a second ago I put down it was the root of 4. That's because when we've got two surds multiplying by each other, we multiply the two numbers together, 2 times 2, that gives us 4, and then we can work out the root of 4 because we know it's 2. So there's two alternatives there, either simply by saying, well, it's the root of 2 times itself, so I know it's 2, or you can do 2 times 2 is 4 and then work out the root of 4, which is 2. So here then we got the root of 5 times the root of 10, and we can't, they're not the same root times itself, so we can't just simply say it's a particular number. So how do we go about this? Well, the first job is to put those two numbers underneath the same root sign. So we've now haven't got the root of 5 times the root of 10, we've got the root of 5 times 10, which we know is 50. So it's the root of 50, and yet still we're stuck with what to do. Now, the key to this is to then split the 50 up into two or more products, 2 or more numbers, the product of which will make 50. So in other words, we're looking for factors in 50 that will multiply to give 50. So we could have had 1 and 50, we could have had 2 and 25, because those numbers multiply to give 50. Now the reason why I'm choosing the root of 25 is because 25 is a square number, and when we root the square number, we'll get its root, which is, in this case, 5, because 5 times 5 is 25. So when you're looking for two numbers that multiply to give the surd, so I could have chosen 1 and 50, I could have chosen 2 and 25, look for the one that's got a square number in it. So in that example I chose 2 and 25 because 25 is a square number. And then when you write the answer like this, basically this is saying 5 times, with an invisible times sign, the root of 2. And it's considered a simpler form to what we had originally, the root of 5 times the root of 10. So the root of 5 times the root of 10 is 5 lots of the root of 2. So here we've got 2 roots of 5, 2 times the root of 5, times 3 times the root of 5. And the important thing to remember with this is, well, actually we can, if numbers are just simply multiplied, so for instance 2 times 3 times 4, we can chop and change 3 times 4 times 2, or 4 times 2 times 3. We can chop and change those numbers about. So we've done the same thing by here. We've moved the 2 and the 3 to the start, so it's 2 times 3 times, and remember there's an invisible times sign by here, and then we've got the two roots next to each other, the root of 5 times the root of 5. So we put the 5s underneath the same root sign, so we've got 2 times 3 times the root of 5 times 5, which gives us 2 times 3 is 6, and 5 times 5 is 25, so 6 times the root of 25. And then we know the root of 25 is 5, so it's going to be 6 times 5, so our answer is 30. 2 times the root of 5 times 3 times the root of 5 is 30. So what happens then if we got the root of 10 divided by the root of 2? Well, first of all, I'm going to split this up into the root of 5 times the root of 2. And why am I choosing these two numbers? Well, because I'm dividing by the root of 2, I want one of these numbers to be the root of 2 because it'll allow me to simplify. So that's why I picked the 5 and the 2. So the root of 10 becomes the root of 5 times the root of 2 because this root of 2 will match the root of 2 that I'm dividing by. And it'll cancel the root of 2's off. So just the same as 5 times 2 divided by 2 leaves us with 5, because it cancels the 2's, the root of 5 times the root of 2 divided by the root of 2 cancels off the roots of 2's, leaving me with the root of 5. So here we've got 4 roots of 12 divided by 2 roots of 3, and it's slightly different to the multiplication one because this is actually 4 times the root of 12 divided by 2 times the root of 3, and we can't just move this around in the same way. Instead, when we reshuffle them, we've got to make it 4 divided by 2 times the root of 12 divided by the root of 3. So whereas with all the multiplications we just shuffled them around whichever way we wanted to, in this case we divide the second number by the first number, the first number by the second number, the numbers in front of the roots, and then we divide the second root by the first root by the second root. So this is going to give us 4 divided by 2 is 2, and remember we put the 12 and the 3 under the same root sign. 12 divided by 3 is going to give us 4, so 2 roots of 4, but of course the square root of 4 is 2, so it's going to give us 2 times 2, which is 4. So that's how to multiply and divide surds. And remember, there are some times when you can't simplify it further. So for instance, if I did the root of 3 times the root of 2, I get the root of 6, but I can't simplify it any further.